Originally, when we did this episode, we had planned to tell it out of sequence, and we were going to do this sort of cool camera move in the beginning where you would see different vignettes that would ultimately take place again in the episode. John Asher directed it, and it's a style that they've used on Las Vegas in the past. I think John might have learned it there, and he brought it to us, and it was really cool. But ultimately, the episode was very long, and we knew these moments would come back again, so we didn't use it, but it's really cool for the fans to see it now.
I can't believe you, Mouth. I thought we were friends. Guess I was wrong.
Don't worry, Lucas. Your secret's safe with me.
I was going to tell you, Nathan, I swear.
Yeah, well, you're a little late.
You know, one of the tough things about our episode that I've learned in doing 45 of them now as we approach the end of season 2 is it's really hard to start episodes with two people talking. It's sort of a slow, drowsy way to start an episode, and so we try to steer away from it. This scene was omitted because of that fact, not because the work in the scene isn't great, but because it was sort of sleepy up front, and I wanted a little more energy.
So, are you going to tell me what's so important, or do I have to ask?
Well, I know you've been to a private girls' school, but in the real world, we have this thing called a formal.
Formal? I read something about those ones. Is that where people kind of dress up and dance around?
Sort of. Just wondering how much it would complicate your life if we went together.
Well, not much, considering you haven't asked me yet.
Would you like to go?
I would love to. And yes, there is the complicated Felix part of it all.
I'll take care of that.
Luke, what are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna tell him how much I like his little sis.
Brett Claywell was a local hire. He was a guy we met in Wilmington when we were casting a very small part for the role of Tim. And I went to Brett as season 2 rolled around, and I said, you know, we don't have a stooge on the show. We don't have someone who's strictly sort of the comic foil. I said, if you'll commit to playing that, I can write for you. And Brett did, and this is one of the scenes where it's just there for comedic sake, and he does a really great job in it.
Mr. Scott, there's a telephone call for you. This way, please.
Sometimes when an episode is really long, we'll go in and try to lift an entire arc, a subplot that maybe isn't essential to the action. On a serialized show, it's tricky because sometimes those subplots, there are details in them that lead to next week's action or comment on the week before. There was a subplot in 209, which was the formal episode where the kids went to the formal, where Keith and Jules were sort of having a night out as well. And I ended up lifting that entire storyline because it wasn't essential to the next week. But now because of the DVD, the fans can see all of those scenes as they were intended for the show.
Wow, who knew you had mad breaking and entering skills? Is there a parole officer you need to check in with?
Yeah, this is from the girl who broke into my apartment with a credit card.
So tell me again what we're doing here?
Well, you wanted to know what I did instead of going to my formal? This is it.
Okay.
Hey, we can't all be prom queen, Your Highness.
So you broke into your school's pool.
And went skinny dipping.
Interesting.
Yes.
Your turn.
Dear Penthouse Forum, I never believed those letters were true until I...
Wait. Slow down. Dance around a little.
So you're gonna drown me if I tell you I lied?
It depends what you lied about.
Not so much lied as oversold. I wasn't really queen of my formal.
Runner up.
More like dork and headgear.
Stop it.
I have the math awards to prove it.
Okay, then. We're even. I lied too.
You went to yours?
No, I really did break into the pool and get drunk. But I didn't go skinny dipping. I made that part up so I could see you naked. Oh! So did you have a good time?
Full frontal nudity? Absolutely.
Hey, you okay?
You're a really great guy, Keith.
And that's a problem?
No, I didn't expect this to happen, that's all.
What?
Us. Good night, Keith.
Good night, prom queen.
James Lafferty is a guy who, God bless him, from day one, he committed to the role of Nathan. Early in season 1, Nathan was, really a bad guy. And I told James, who's not a bad guy, if you commit to this, we can take this character in so many different, we can shade this character in so many different ways. This is a scene from The Formal where it was heartbreaking to see, but Nathan had gone out of his way for Haley, and she wasn't showing up for The Formal, and it's because of the journey James had allowed us to take with the character that it worked so well.
Hey, man. Still no Haley?
Not yet. Getting kind of worried, man. She's gonna miss her own crowning.
Nate, it's Haley. She'll be here.
Anyway, what's the word on you and Anna?
So far, so good.
Yeah? Saving you a room at the beach house good?
It ain't like that.
Right. End of the hall on the left, just in case.
Put your game face on. Here comes Daddy.
Listen to me. Whatever's happening with you and Haley, you never leave your mother alone on the dance floor. You might not care what people say about you, but some of us have a public image to uphold.